Yes, it's another RF Kennedy Jr. video, but there's just so much to talk about. Let's give him his say first, because it won't take long.
Seed oils are one of the most unhealthy ingredients that we have in foods. And the reason they're in the foods is because they're heavily subsidized. They're very, very cheap, but they are associated with all kinds of very, very serious illnesses, including body-wide inflammation.
Right.
Which affects all of our health. It's one of the worst things you can eat, and it's almost impossible to avoid. If you eat any processed food, you're going to be eating seed oil.
And here's what he said on X. Seed oils are one of the most unhealthy ingredients that we have in foods. We need to make frying oil tallow again. You millennials and Zoomers may not remember this, so sit back and let this old man Gen Xer tell you how this all came about. And it's not because of subsidies like he says. It's because of health nuts like him. McDonald's originally used beef tallow for frying their fries and other menu items. Beef tallow has a high smoke point, which means it can handle high temperatures without breaking down or smoking. It also gives the food a rich, savory flavor. I'm telling you, McDonald's fries were so good back then. However, beef tallow is high in saturated fats, which are a concern for cardiovascular health. That's probably overstated because, like everything else, it's how much you get of it. The general guideline is to keep it to less than 10% of your overall calories. But of course, a lot of that is going to depend on your individual needs. More on that later. Anyway, in the late 80s, the health nuts started screeching about it and created this big scandal, so McDonald's switched to vegetable oil, a blend of various oils like soybean, corn, and sunflower oil. It is indeed lower in saturated fats and higher in polyunsaturated fats, which at the time were thought to be a healthier alternative. However, vegetable oil has a lower smoke point than beef tallow, which can lead to the formations of unhealthy compounds when heated, including trans fats. In the early 2000s, there was a big health scare over trans fats, and McDonald's was yet again their target. So they switched to canola oil, which is high in monounsaturated fats and has a relatively high smoke point. Up until recently, canola oil has been considered a healthier option than other vegetable oils because it's lower in saturated fats and higher in omega-3 fatty acids. And that brings us to the seed oil controversy of today. Canola oil is all of a sudden bad because of an imbalance of omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids, which has been linked to inflammation and cardiovascular disease. They're also lacking in nutrients and antioxidants. So guess what? We're back to beef tallow. Exactly what McDonald's was using in the first place. You see how all of this is chasing a moving target? Beef tallow is now seen as a healthier option than seed oils, not only because of its higher smoke point, but also because it's richer in nutrients and has a greater balance of fatty acids. Of course, it's still high in saturated fats. This is what happens when you keep listening to the health nut know-nothings like RFK Jr. Beef tallow absolutely has its advantages, but it's not exactly the healthiest thing you can eat. The fact is, each type of oil has its own set of benefits and drawbacks. There is no single perfect oil that meets all the criteria for health, taste, economy, and practicality. Beef tallow has a rich flavor, a good nutrient profile, and a high smoke point, but it's high in saturated fats. Vegetable oils, on the other hand, are lower in saturated fats, but they have a lower smoke point and produce trans fats when heated. Canola oil is basically in between. It has a relatively high smoke point and a more balanced fatty acid profile, but it's still a seed oil that's higher in omega-6 fatty acids. The fact is, there is no best oil. It all depends on your individual needs and priorities. But that's the authoritarian mindset. There's one perfect solution. One good choice. One way for all of us. Shove us all in a box and make us all the same. It's never about your individual needs, but the one that's good for the collective. I don't see any sign that this second Trump administration is going to change that, especially if RFK Jr. gets confirmed. It's just more regulation, more taxes, greater costs, and less freedom. So thanks for watching. Comments for the comment god, shares for the share throne. Please hit like, subscribe, and the bell. And remember to go to donate.bogosity.tv for several ways to keep me doing what I do, including a one-time donation with PayPal, Venmo, or crypto, or become a supporter at Patreon, Subscribestar, or Discord to get these videos early and ad-free, join the monthly live stream, and participate in the monthly AMA. Thanks again, and until next time, stay strong and be free.